Beneath our feet, the ground holds secrets that go beyond simple fossils. The Earth is a vast archive of the past, where each layer tells a story of lost civilizations, extraordinary objects, and mysteries that defy our understanding. It is not always archaeologists who discover these buried wonders. Sometimes astonishing discoveries emerge in the most unexpected ways, revealing pieces of history that transform our view of the world. Join us on this journey to explore what lies hidden, waiting to be discovered. Number 1. In 1952, a Scottish boy digging to plant potatoes as punishment stumbled on the head of a nearly 4,000-year-old red sandstone statue at Melville House in Fife. This discovery was just the first in a series of finds that spanned 3 decades, unearthing a total of 18 Egyptian artifacts, including bronze figurines and ceramic plaques. The artifacts, dating from the mid-12th dynasty to the Ptolemaic period, around 1922 BC to 30 BC, include notable items such as a bronze statuette of the god Apis and a faience figurine of the goddess Isis nursing Horus. This discovery baffled archaeologists. After all, how did ancient Egyptian artifacts end up buried in Scottish soil? It wasn't until recently that archaeologists finally discovered the secret. Today, experts believe that Alexander Leslie Melville, known as Viscount Balgony, probably brought these artifacts to Scotland. Balgony travelled to Egypt in the 19th century, when it was common for wealthy travellers to buy antiques. Upon his return, the collection was stored and eventually forgotten, possibly moved to a building that was later demolished, burying the artifacts with it. With this, the decades-long mystery of the Egyptian statues finally came to an end. Today the artifacts are housed in the National Museum of Scotland, where they continue to be appreciated by visitors and locals. Number 2. In the small Brazilian town of Pindobaku, a remarkable discovery has left the local community and the world in awe. An 800-pound, 4.3-foot tall emerald was unearthed deep in the Carnaba mine, located in the state of Bahia, known for its rich gem deposits. Experts believe this massive gem contains approximately 180,000 carats of emerald crystals and is worth a staggering $33 million. Even though the mine is known for its gem deposits, the discovery of such a large emerald is still considered extremely rare due to its size and quality. Unlike typical emeralds used in jewelry, this rock-sized specimen is valued more as a collector's item than the usual gems that are cut into pieces to be used in jewelry. Experts suggest it would make a stunning display in a museum or in the lobby of a luxury property. The owner who discovered this emerald chose to hide his identity and remain anonymous, fearing for the safety of himself and his family. In fact, they also kept the location of the gem a secret, moving it between safe locations under tight security. Well, if I too discovered a gem worth more than a dozen pieces of high-value real estate, I would also make sure it wasn't stolen or discovered by anyone else. Number 3. Archaeologists have discovered an unexpected secret, a 600-year-old Aztec tunnel adorned with intricate carvings and paintings. The tunnel is approximately 27.5 feet long and is richly decorated with carvings, including depictions of the Aztec god Tlaloc, who was associated with rain, water, and fertility. Tlaloc, often depicted with bulging eyes and fangs, was revered and feared for his control over life-giving water and destructive storms. Alongside these carvings, archaeologists also found remains of statues, including a seated figure and solitary feet. Researchers believe this tunnel was built during the reign of Emperor Moctezuma I, a ruler known for his expansion of the empire and his construction projects, including the dam across Lake Texcoco. He was also the ruler who declared war to be the Aztecs' primary task. They performed rituals that included not only to ensure a good harvest, but also to please the gods they worshipped. To this day, the discovery of this tunnel remains one of the most significant and unexpected finds in the region. Number 4. Chinese farmer accidentally discovers a cavern while digging a well beneath a quiet backyard in the village of Chishan, central China. An unexpected discovery has revealed a surprising find. While digging a well, a local farmer named Mr. Slong came across a cavern instead of water. What he found after digging was a natural karst cave adorned with stalactites and stalagmites that have formed over thousands of years. This cavern was discovered in his backyard, precisely 65 feet underground. What was amazing about this discovery was the fact that the features inside the cavern seemed magical. Some even compared the features to lotus flowers, while others compared them to elves. However, this discovery is not something completely unprecedented in the region. Locals in Qi County were already known for digging their own wells, and in doing so, some of them occasionally found natural limestone caves. According to official records, similar caverns have been discovered in the area, some of them even measuring 3,940 feet long. This doesn't make karst caves any less special. Karst caves are formed by the dissolution of soluble rocks such as limestone, dolomite, and gypsum, although they are not common in central China, where Mr. Strong resides. Number 5. In southern Russia, near the village of Nikolskoye, a farmer named Rustin MV made a remarkable discovery while digging a well on his land. He unearthed a 2,000-year-old burial mound containing the remains of a royal nomad, believed to have been a chief of the Sarmatian tribe. The mound contained a wide variety of artifacts, including gold and silver jewelry, weapons, and objects of daily life. However, the most intriguing part of this discovery was the skeleton with a skull artificially deformed into an egg shape, a practice known among ancient groups such as the Sarmatians, Alans, and Huns. This burial also revealed the skeleton of a laughing man, so named because of the condition of his preserved teeth and the fact that his remains made it appear that he was laughing in his final moments. Next to this laughing man was the skeleton of a woman accompanied by a bronze mirror and a sacrificed lamb. The chief's body, in particular, was striking because of how he was buried with such care and luxury. His head was resting on a pillow and he was wearing a cloak, not an ordinary cloak, but one decorated with expensive and luxurious gold plates. Number 6. In 2017, workers excavating for Rome's new metro unearthed history instead. During construction of the C subway line, workers discovered the charred ruins of a 3rd century building, revealing what experts call a Pompeii-like scene. The site, located near the ancient walls of Aurelian, like Pompeii, shows life stopped by disaster. The remains suggest that the structure could have been an aristocratic residence or part of a military barracks. Among the finds were fragments of frescoed walls with reddish tones, black and white mosaic tiles, and wooden artifacts, including furniture such as tables and stools. The fire that destroyed the building hardened and preserved many artifacts, including a rare charred wood ceiling. However, it was not the artifacts that captured researchers' attention, but the well-preserved remains of a dog that lived 1,800 years ago. He found himself in a crouching position near the entrance. Unfortunately, the poor canine must have succumbed to the same fire that destroyed the building 1,800 years ago. Number 7. In 1518, in the picturesque city of Strasbourg, a peculiar phenomenon known as the dancing plague arose. A woman, called Senora Tropa, left her house and began dancing in the street. What started as a solo performance turned into a strange spectacle, with more people joining the contagious dance fever. The authorities, bewildered and concerned, tried various unconventional treatments, such as housing those affected in a building with live music, but the dancing persisted. Finally, they decided to take the dancers out of the city, a drastic measure that miraculously stopped the spread of the strange disease. This phenomenon was not unique, as similar outbreaks were documented in the 14th century in France, in the 15th century in Belgium, and in the 19th century in Madagascar. Although several theories have been proposed, the exact cause of this mysterious dance, which could be related to food poisoning from a fungus called ergot, remains an enigma to scientists. Number 8. Cleopatra II, the last ruler of ancient Egypt, is often portrayed as a captivating Egyptian queen, but her lineage has Macedonian Greek roots, linking it to Ptolemy, a general in the ranks of Alexander the Great. Although her ancestry is not Egyptian, Cleopatra stands out for embracing Egyptian culture, even delving into learning the language. Her ability to merge her Greek heritage with Egyptian traditions adds complexity to her historical figure, highlighting how she navigated cultural boundaries. Cleopatra thus becomes a fascinating example of multifaceted cultural identity in history, leaving an indelible mark on the historical panorama. Number 9. There is a widespread misconception about the height of Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous French emperor. Many believe that he was short, around 5 feet 2 inches, but this idea is based on a misunderstanding. The confusion arose because the measurement was originally recorded in French feet, which turned out to be longer than English feet when converted to the English system. Napoleon's true height was about 5 feet 7 inches, actually above the average height of men in France in his time. The misinterpretation was further complicated by British cartoons that exaggerated his short stature, perpetuating the misconception. This common misconception about Napoleon's height highlights how prejudices and errors can become ingrained in our historical narratives. It underscores the importance of questioning popular beliefs and delving into historical accounts to uncover the truth behind seemingly trivial details. Number 10. George Washington's story goes beyond his renowned prowess as the inaugural leader of the United States. Although he is a supreme emblem of American identity, there is a lesser-known chapter about his dental health in his early adulthood. At age 20, Washington faced a mysterious affliction that caused him to lose his teeth one by one. When he became president in 1789, he had only one tooth left. Recognizing the importance of his appearance, Washington consulted Dr. John Greenwood, a pioneer in dentistry. Contrary to popular belief that Washington's dentures were made of wood, Greenwood created them using hippopotamus bones, elephant bones, ivory, and even human bones, anchored by a gold plate. These custom dentures allowed Washington to articulate his speeches with confidence. Today, replicas of his dentures are displayed in museums in Baltimore and New York, tangibly connecting the past and present. Number 11. The Statue of Liberty, an iconic symbol of freedom in the harbor, is commonly associated with immigration due to its location near Ellis Island, historic for immigrants. However, its origins tell a different story. Initially conceived to embody the spirit of the Enlightenment, it carries a torch symbolizing the illumination of knowledge and a tablet marking the date of American independence. This gift from France commemorates the centenary of independence and strengthens the friendship between the two nations. The connection between freedom and immigration deepened when Emma Lazarus wrote The New Colossus, a poem found on the statue's pedestal. Freedom became the protective mother of the exiles, expanding the narrative beyond symbolism. This exploration of the statue's history reminds us that our historical perception can be shaped by misconceptions and urges us to approach historical narratives with a discerning eye that recognizes their intricate layers. Number 12. The Romans accomplished something remarkable in their time with their complex system of aqueducts and plumbing. Although it was not an original invention, it was perfected and became an outstanding feat of engineering. They built extensive systems of lead and clay pipes, sewers, and aqueducts that were notable for their engineering prowess. Recognized for their contributions to public health and sanitation, the Romans pioneered sophisticated systems. Their advanced plumbing is reflected in monumental aqueducts designed to carry water long distances to cities. Rome, for example, depended on 11 aqueducts to supply water to public baths, fountains, and homes, maintaining a crucial role in public sanitation. They also created sewage systems, including the famous Cloaca Maxima, one of the oldest in the world. Despite these achievements, they knowingly used lead pipes, evidencing a misunderstanding of the health risks. This use could have contributed to lead poisoning, and some speculate its connection to the decline of the Roman Empire. The unintended consequences of lead pipes serve as a lesson in the importance of considering potential downsides to technological progress. Number 13. One of the most notable finds is an ancient box that is more than 3,500 years old. One day, a group of scientists was exploring this area in search of archaeological objects that would help them discover something surprising and unique. At first, they thought it was a large rock, but after cleaning it, it turned out to be an ancient archaeological box containing various objects and artifacts. As you can see, inside the box were some antiques and old household tools. This discovery left scientists amazed as it was considered one of the most important chance discoveries. Another fascinating discovery was a tunnel that spans 4,300 feet in length. Many scientists believe that this tunnel could lead to the lost tomb of Queen Cleopatra. Furthermore, its unique design has caused fear and amazement among those who have attempted to explore it. To this day, scientists continue to investigate inside this tunnel in the hope of discovering new secrets. Finally, a team of Spanish researchers arrived in Egypt with the aim of unearthing ancient archaeological objects. Their work led them to the discovery of an ancient cemetery that has been listed as the oldest in the world. It is said that the entrance to this cemetery was aligned with the sun's rays, causing them to shine at its entrance. In addition, a representation of the Godin was found in this place, and it is believed that the orientation of the sun's rays towards the tomb corridor symbolized the easy passage to the afterlife. Lastly, we have the statue of Queen Nefertiti, whose name means beauty has come. She was the wife of the famous pharaoh Amenhotep IV, who belonged to the 18th dynasty. Tutankhamun considered her one of the most powerful women in ancient Egypt. Nefertiti lived for a short period after her husband's death, and Tutankhamun helped her take over as her queen. During her husband's rule, this beautiful queen resided in high status. This statue of Nefertiti, which is more than 3,000 years old, is said to have been preserved to an incomparable degree. The paint on the statue has also endured. The statue is still in its original state, confirming the pharaoh's skill in sculpting and painting over the years. A peculiar phenomenon found in most statues is the broken nose, the Sphinx being one of the most notable examples. In the ancient pharaonic civilization, it was common for the nose of many of these statues to be broken or destroyed, for reasons still unknown. Some believe that this may have been because the nose was the most vulnerable and easily damaged part by thieves and looters entering Egypt. During some invasions throughout this period, it has been argued that the nose was considered the source of oxygen that provides life to the human body. Therefore, it was believed in the past that the spirit of the pharaoh inhabited the statue that had been sculpted for him. As a result, pharaohs often attempted to destroy the statue's nose to prevent the pharaoh's spirit from returning, reviving his life in the statue. In 2020, a discovery was made that aroused the curiosity and admiration of many scholars. A group of colorful coffins was found. It is said that each coffin had a different color, and this color represented something specific. Some owners of these coffins wanted their coffins to show their true image, so they chose to color them this way. This discovery became one of the most wonderful discoveries that attracted numerous tourists from different countries to visit them. In a tomb in the desert, about 30 kilometers south of Cairo, a group of scientists discovered around 100 coffins and about 14 statues made of gold in the Sahara Desert. Some of these coffins even contained the bodies of the pharaohs inside, making it a significant discovery that helped scientists. In 1922, a group of researchers managed to obtain many answers to the questions they had about a musical instrument that belonged to Pharaoh Tutankhamun, known as the trumpet. These musical instruments were used in some ceremonies and were made of wood, silver, copper or, sometimes, bronze. This demonstrates the skill of the ancient pharaohs in music and making musical instruments that are still used today.